these are all original parts. They've never been touched before. So this has all been together here for, let's see, 14 years. That's a long time of it not moving at all. A lot of times when we're working on cars, one little project can easily turn into a much bigger one. And that's the case here, all because one seized bolt. The reason we're here in the first place is because this rear strut is leaking and needs to be replaced. Sounds like an easy task, right? Well, in theory it should be, especially on this vehicle. And the problem here is this lower bolt, when I went to unbolt it, it's stuck. It's seized in there, as you saw earlier. So even if this was to come out, here's the thing, these two bolts that hold the control arm, which would have to be removed or at least loosened up to pivot the control arm down, are also really difficult to remove. One has a nut that's seized on there, the other one is seized in the bushing, and it's common, unfortunately. Hardware breaks, hardware seizes. You just have to figure out ways to overcome this so you can actually fix your vehicle. It's important that you get to know your vehicle, or at least get to know the repair that you're about to perform. And it's important because you want to be prepared. You want to be prepared with the right amount of parts, with the right amount of hardware. Things can happen, and as I said, things can snowball fairly quickly. So what I suggest that you do is to just check some hardware before you commit. If you decide you need rear struts like us, pull on those nuts and bolts a little bit to make sure they break free, especially the lower control arm ones. As a professional, I know that they are very likely to seize often, especially on certain makes and models, less on others. But regardless, if you're a DIYer in the driveway or your garage, you want to be prepared so that you don't leave your car taken apart mid-repair and then you're stuck like that. If this is your only car, you're going to have to find another way to get parts or hardware to finish said repair. So if you don't take it apart to begin with and you have all the stuff you need, once again, you can do it all in one go. So whether you need one part or a pair or even a kit, you can get them all at oneauto.com and do the job right from the beginning. What we decided to do here is get a new control arm, all the necessary hardware, and of course our new struts. We're going to take everything off as an assembly. Yeah, we're going to fight some bolts, maybe cut one or two. We'll see how they come out, and then put it all back together. Well, that mounting nut was not as stuck as I thought, and the bolt came right out. On to the next one, which isn't looking too good. I'm going to have to cut this bolt off on both sides. And I'm not going to finish cutting the second side because I can just break it off. Finally. And in the trunk we go to access the 3 mounting nuts on the top of the strut. Two more bolts on the outside and out it comes. Got it. And then we go with the new parts. This should be a whole lot easier than removal. If you have to source new hardware, make sure they are the correct grade or hardness. Otherwise, they could fail and you don't want that. As with any repair, make sure you torque your hardware down to spec. I finished everything on this side, so I'll do the same on the other side because you always want to replace these in pairs. And then of course, always after steering or suspension component replacement, get an alignment. So down to the alignment shop it is, and then I can enjoy my nice new ride.